The Senate's long-stalled digital asset overhaul is finally moving, and the stablecoin deal that once looked impossible is now locked. What's not locked is the ethics fight that could still derail the Clarity Act in the next 30 days. A clash that now matters as much to markets as the substance of the bill itself.
A first-term Democratic senator from Maryland and a seasoned North Carolina Republican without a re-election to manage just told the banking lobby enough is enough.
The Clarity Act has climbed up the rough side of the mountain for years to get to this markup moment, and whether it peaks with its public interest mission intact, or whether the industry's hard-fought progress gets sacrificed for an ethics impasse, will be decided in the next 30 days.
The Clarity Act stablecoin compromise locked in this week in 3 stages.
On May 1st, the Section 404 compromise text became public.
On May 4th, in response to continued pushback from banking trade groups, Senator Tom Tillis, RNC, posted on X a joint statement on behalf of himself and Senator Angela Alsobrooks, DMD, to make clear that the Section 404 deal is final and that they respectfully agree to disagree with continued banking industry lobbying.
By May 7th, journalist Eleanor Tarrant reported the Senate Banking Committee was preparing to formally notice the markup for May 14th.
On May 12th, the committee released the full bill text 2 days before that vote. Yield is the broader umbrella term. Any return generated on a stablecoin balance simply by holding it, whether that return comes from interest payments, lending fees, staking rewards, or a share of the income the issuer earns on the U.S. Treasuries and other reserves backing the token.
Anti-evasion language is built in, but activity-based rewards remain permitted.
Examples include cashback on payments, transaction-based incentives, and rewards tied to actually using stablecoins in commerce.
The Securities and Exchange Commission, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and the Treasury Department will have 12 months after enactment to write the joint rules. The substance of the deal will get most of the coverage, but the bipartisan craft that produced it deserves more attention than it is getting.
First-term Sen. Alsobrooks is only the 3rd Black woman ever elected to the U.S. Senate, and her brokering this compromise with a North Carolina Republican is precisely the template the rest of the Clarity Act needs to clear 60 votes on the Senate floor.
Tillis brings his own asymmetry. After announcing in June 2025 that he would not seek re-election following his break with President Trump on the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, he has openly pushed ethics provisions to prevent senior officials from profiting from the digital asset sector.
The United Banking front, meanwhile, appears to be fracturing.
Tarrant reported that big banks with consumer-facing arms have taken issue with the language. Banks without them are more amenable, and some community banks are quietly signaling support, even as the Independent Community Bankers of America continues its opposition.
The American Bankers Association escalated over the weekend with an emergency letter to bank CEOs demanding congressional engagement to block stablecoin provisions ahead of Thursday's markup.
Coinbase Chief Policy Officer Faryar Shirzad called the deposit flight argument a fabrication and wildly overstated, noted that fully reserved stablecoins are plainly not the same as fractionally reserved bank deposits, and pointed out that parties now complaining about loopholes directly participated in negotiating the final language and then boycotted the stablecoin rewards discussions.
Sen. Bernie Moreno, our Ohio, characterized the ABA mobilization as the banking cartel were in full panic mode and confirmed his markup vote in favor.
The yield fight is functionally over.
The ethics fight is the part of the climb still ahead.
President Trump's Trump and Melania meme coins launched days before his 2025 inauguration through CIC Digital LLC, a Trump Organization affiliate that, together with Fight LLC, retained roughly 80% of the token supply, stood to generate roughly $8 billion in token value for Trump-linked businesses.
Forbes estimates that the Trump family's broader crypto ventures, including World Liberty Financial, have added roughly $1.4 billion to the family's net worth over the past year.
That is the backdrop against which Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, DNY, drew her line. There will be no one voting for this bill if we don't have an ethics provision.
We cannot allow members of Congress, senior administration officials, presidents, or vice presidents to get rich off of these industries because of their insider status.
The White House counterposition is that the administration will accept ethics rules applying across the board from the president all the way down to the brand new intern, but will reject anything that singles out anyone's family, any one particular politician.
The structural implication, the 18 U.S.C. 208 Conflict of Interest Statute, and the Office of Government Ethics rules the Clarity Act bill text already preserves apply to executive branch employees and officials, not to a sitting president's adult family members operating private crypto ventures.
A uniform federal employee rule covers what is already covered.
The agencies that would implement that framework, the SEC under Chair Paul Atkins, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency under Comptroller Jonathan Gould, and the Treasury under Secretary Scott Bessent, the regulatory team installed in early 2025, would do so under the same administration whose family-affiliated entities the ethics negotiations have made central.
That structural alignment is what has shifted the ethics fight onto what the statute itself names, rather than what it leaves to administrative interpretation.
The next 10 weeks have hard deadlines stacked on top of each other.
May 14th brings the Senate Banking Committee markup, with Chair Tim Scott telling Fox Business he is in the red zone and wants 13 of 13 Republicans on board.
June, per the White House, brings a Senate floor vote, with Witt targeting July 4th for full congressional passage as a 250th anniversary symbol. Polymarket sits at roughly 65% for 2026 enactment, up from the MID-40S in April, but well below February's 82% peak.
You've got senators from both parties working together, and they're trying to get this bill passed. But there are still some major fights ahead, especially when it comes to ethics.
Listen to this quote from Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. There will be no one voting for this bill if we don't have an ethics provision.
That's a pretty strong statement.
No way. That's intense.
I know, it's like they're not messing around.
The Trump family's crypto ventures have added roughly $1.4 billion to their net worth over the past year, and that's just insane.
It's like, how can you not have ethics rules in place when you've got that kind of money involved?
Exactly, and it's not just the Trump family, it's all these other politicians and officials who could be making bank off of crypto. You should totally subscribe to our channel and drop a comment below. Let us know what you think about this whole Clarity Act situation.